why can't you 3D print it?
Yeah, so I did 3D print it, and I thought that would be the way to go. One, it's more expensive per unit, and two, it melted. So welcome to Florida. So we tried. I did it so that I could have a unit, and if you see in the earlier videos, I had the prototype. I didn't have the unit. So the prototype was more for, marketing and more to have something to show people and kind of start showing, Instagram what we had.
What's going on, Sarasota? As always, my name is Brad Hannon.
Trey Strong.
Vic Cipolla.
And we've got Wes Soto on the pod. Wes Soto with Hat Doc. What's going on, Wes?
Not much. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you for joining us. The viewers are automatically wondering, what is Hat Doc, right? Like, the name itself leads you to kind of a question. What the heck is a Hat Doc?
Yeah, so it's just that. It's a place to dock your hat. It's basically a dashboard mounted hat stand. It's got 3M tape on the bottom here. It is a manufactured product, so we did create a mold. This is something that we did put together, put a lot of thought behind. We wanted it to be minimal, and it's just simply somewhere to put your hat. I mean, I'll take my hat off here. I didn't expect it. I got my bald head out here. But,
hey, look, we got the same barber.
That's right.
That's the bald side.
That's the bald side of the table.
I'll be on that side soon. Don't worry.
But yeah, you can dock it a few different ways. Obviously, this is very strong industrial tape on the bottom there. It does keep your hat elevated, so it keeps it a lot cooler than just laying flat on the dash. And then some dashboards are smaller, so you can hook it and kind of lean it. So there's a couple of different ways to get some use out of it. But yeah, it's pretty simple. That's all it is there. But I saw a need for it, so I decided to do something about it there.
Now, does this stick up vertically on the dash, or can you stick it out like protruding towards the driver or passenger?
So it's meant to be flat on the dash. Yeah, the tape is strong enough to hang vertically, but it's not. I haven't tested it enough in that function. So I would rather say for now that it's
going to keep your hat better shape too if you're putting it on top of it versus hanging it. But I could see how hanging it would be something. My head automatically goes to the problem that I have is that I have 10 hats in my truck.
Yeah.
So you need 10.
My whole dashboard is going to be hats. This is more for the hat that you're wearing in the moment you can, take it off. And I'm always sweating my ass off. And my wife's always like, well, take your hat off, like that's how you, and I'm like, oh yeah, true. I try to hide my bald spot though. Yeah, that was actually an unintentional benefit of this. So we made it high enough to kind of keep the hat floating. And when we did that, I actually took a temp gun to it, to the dash to see if laying flat on the dash was going to be hotter than having it slightly elevated. And it does it's about a 10% difference in heat, which if you're wearing a hat every day, that dries it out a lot quicker if you're out on the field. I come from the trade world as well. I owned a paver company. I was out there every day, pressure washing as well. So, this makes a big difference for guys like me specifically. Yeah.
Real men.
That's right.
So we talked on the pre-show a little bit about necessity being the mother of invention. What was the moment that you had that aha moment and went, wait a second, this can work? What inspired that?
Yeah, so just being out in the field and taking my hat off, throwing it out on the dash, and then driving and taking that left turn. Yeah, take that left turn, it slides right off. And then 3 or 4 hats down there in the corner. You're buying new hats. It's a nuisance that you don't know you can take care of unless you have something to put it on. So you realize that it's a problem that needs to be solved.
You're solving a problem we didn't know we needed to solve.
Yeah, and I went on Amazon like anyone would. I went on Amazon and I went to go search for a product that did this, and there was clips and there was things that you could put on the back of your chair, of your seat. Nothing like this. This kind of it fits. It blends into your dashboard. It's minimal enough, to where it's not, obstructing your vision.
Sure.
So it's just there is some thought to that design there.
No, I love it.
What's the timeline on this? When did you come up with this concept, and when did you bring it to market?
So I came up with the concept it's about a year now, and I'm almost immediately I put I tried to get a provisional patent on it. So I did submit with the help of AI, which I know some of you are a fan of, some of you aren't, but I know that it's definitely a good supplement.
Trey's just falling behind the times here, you know.
I use AI.
Yeah, so,
Everybody uses AI at this point.
He uses AI to like text his girlfriend something sweet.
He puts the message in and says, "Kick back a friendly message to my girlfriend." Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, it's just it's about a year in conception, and then and then it's about maybe 4 or 5 months now that we've really been trying to sell it now. So
who's we?
My family, myself and my family. Okay. Yeah, it is very much so a family venture. And I don't know if you've seen the Instagram, but my daughter's like our brand ambassador now, so she does all of our promo videos, and we have fun with it. So they help.
Smart people like kids.
Yeah, that's right.
It's also smart because you can start paying them and writing it off.
That's right.
It's called deferred compensation. Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the model, the Instagram model for the product. So it works. But my head instantly went to when I saw it. Like
you keep saying your head went to, which is ironic.
That's the point. Yeah, no, that was intentional.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what you did there.
It's called a pun.
That's right.
I think my mind went instantly to like, this is something my 3D printer could spit out. And you made a good point, right? Like this, it looks like something that could be 3D printed, but why can't you 3D print it?
Yeah, so I did 3D print it, and I thought that would be the way to go. One, it's more expensive per unit, and two, it melted. So welcome to Florida. So we tried. I did it so that I could have a unit. And if you see in the earlier videos, I had the prototype. I didn't have the unit. So the prototype was more for marketing and more to have something to show people and kind of start showing Instagram what we had. But yeah, the first unit I had three 3D printed units sent over to me. I had a company from St. Pete, do them for me, and I had them shipped over. And the first unit I stuck it on the dash. I'm like, this is beautiful. This is perfect. Exactly what I wanted. And then
Mama,
couple weeks later,
I came out the next day and it was just like wonky. And I'm like, oh man,
it went hangover the next day.
Yeah, so this is
it was the whiskey hat dock. It just kind of flopped over.
Right. Yeah, so this is ABS treated. It's UV treated ABS plastic, so it's very, very durable. It's comparable to what's your phone stands and that type of thing is on your dashes now. So.
And that's honestly what it like first reminds me of, something that your phone could it's got a magnet you could put your phone on.
Yep.
That does maybe you can make it a multi-purpose thing down the road.
Yeah.
Instead of docking your hat, you can dock your phone, take your phone off, then dock your hat.
Yeah.
That's all you need to magnet on the back of it.
We just gave somebody an idea.
Don't
You better get on that.
Don't listen to them. Focus on your niche. There's riches in the niches. These guys get all scatterbrained before they're grabbing at the shiny object.
That's why Trey's rich.
Stick with your niches.
That's why the two of us are trying to figure it out.
What I like about this product is I think it's very cool that you have something proprietary, right, that doesn't really exist yet. Mm-hmm. And also your market's the entire world. You can ship this anywhere. Yeah. So speak on that. I guess my question is, what is your target market right now? What's your demographic you're going after? Yeah,
so target right now, since we are, limited in our production.
Have you thought about going after people that wear hats?
Yeah, slightly. It's hats, fedoras, glasses, everything. Yeah. So target market really right now is more tradesmen, and the reason we're kind of leaning that way is because the biggest pushback, if any, we get is, if you have a nicer vehicle or luxury vehicle. A lot of people don't want to stick something on that dash, and the first question is, will it damage my dash? And it's an adhesive, so it would require some type of special removal, if you did want to take it off. But for tradesmen, they're not really worried about that as much as a normal, as a luxury vehicle owner.
The F-150 could get a little sticky on the dash versus the Ferrari. Might not want to.
Exactly. Yeah. Even though I've had customers send us photos with it on their Tesla, on their nicer vehicles. So even on the smaller dashboards, it fits in. It's still
another theory that popped into my head, and again, it might be counterintuitive to what you're saying, is the rich people with nicer hats, with nicer cars, might be more apt because they want to save their hat, whereas I might not care if my hat falls on the ground.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, or they're not worried about buying more hats. You know what I mean? So I do have an entire different campaign that we haven't really dove into because we're trying to go after the tradesmen, but there's a different campaign that caters more towards nicer vehicles and how it fits in with those vehicles. We just we just have something we're going for.
You brought that up. So your first product post was like 31,000 organic views. What's your marketing strategy been since then? Where do you go with that? I mean, that's a pretty big hit on the first post.
Yeah, well, we're kind of doubling down on my daughter. It's
no pressure, sweetheart.
You know, she's a natural. She's been killing it. So we're keeping her up there. She's I think trust is a big thing when you're selling anything, and having her at the forefront and having the family values and family up front. If you can see the views on our family posts are always the highest.
Yeah.
Anything that's organic. I mean, obviously I have some creative that's generated AI, other stuff that's just photography, but the stuff that involves the family and that builds the trust, I feel like everyone is naturally gravitating to that. So that is our marketing plan right now, is to just kind of, keep things humble, keep things authentic.
Well, I think that this is cool to do this episode at this current time, because you don't really know what all goes into a patent and to getting an invention, like getting an invention from conception idea to like even a prototype to then a provisional patent to design patent to, your go-to-market strategy. Like it's pretty freaking intense. Like I just had a call the other day with a company that is end-to-end assisting in that process essentially. And, it's like $250,000 to take this product that we're working on to market. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'll find the money somewhere. I was going to ask Trey or Vic. Vic doesn't have any hair. Vic doesn't have any hair, and it's a hair product. Yeah. So like, I don't know, but maybe for his wife.
Or they were on the goatee.
So, but like the amount of actual work that goes into this and pricing your units and like getting the manufacturing and getting the mold and knowing who to use for the mold and not getting ripped off, by those same people. And I mean, there's just a lot to it. So I feel like we breeze through that quite quickly. And it's like, oh yeah, I had the idea, I got the prototypes, and then I just started marketing and selling it.
Yeah.
And that's just not realistic. No. So 1 year to be selling the product is a huge accomplishment already. What was some of the biggest challenges that you went through along the process? And I understand you used AI for a lot of this, and you didn't have a whole lot of third party, assistance. So like there had to be some trials and tribulation. Hey, we are having a blast. You're going to know all about the Hat Doc. But if you want to get to know the man behind the Hat Doc, Wes Soto, a little bit further, stay tuned for rapid fire questions fueled by food and beer.
Hey guys, I'm Wes, the owner of Hat Doc, and this is Rapid Fire.
10 random questions. 10 specific answers. Nothing off limits. This is Rapid Fire, fueled by food and beer. What song do you play when you need to get pumped up?
Probably Rick Ross, Hustling.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
What's your biggest fear?
My greatest fear would probably be the Hat Doc not working out.
Have you ever pulled a prank on anybody? What was it?
Yeah, so sometimes in the hotel rooms when we'd stay at the tournaments, we'd get a bucket of the ice bucket full of water and kind of ding dong dish, and when they open the door, we just splash them with the water.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Not the POS you're driving right now, but what's your dream car?
Not sure if I have a dream car, but I'd say maybe like a 4-door Porsche.
What's your favorite candy bar?
Favorite candy bar is Kit Kat.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
What's your favorite roller coaster? And have you ever eaten a cheeseburger when you rode one?
I love roller coasters. Yeah, I'd say maybe like Montu or something like that in Busch Gardens.
Besides base jumping without a parachute, what's on your bucket list?
Probably Italy. I'd like to go to Italy, check it out.
This is Italy, a land as rich in history and culture as it is in potholes and alleyways.
Honey mustard or queso?
Neither. Chick-fil-A sauce.
Which was the better series, Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
Breaking Bad was way better.
I won.
Would you rather speak all languages fluently or play every musical instrument?
All languages fluently. Yeah, definitely.
Proto svenska. Vy nepřičte hrvatsky, jo? Če mogu govorit по-русски? Možeš se bien que tu parles français? C'est todo bien, como siempre. Puoi capire un po' di italiano.
So AI played a huge role, and I was hoping that you guys brought up the AI stuff because, you get into the conversation about everyone, is AI bad for you? Is AI good for you? Is it good for business? Is it, and in my case, I feel like what you don't hear much about is you don't have, so for me, for example, didn't have the resources to go and hire, said company to go, through every step of the process, you know what I mean? And it's for people that don't have that, and you have somewhat of a creative, hunger, then you can definitely dive in and you're gonna take longer to get it done. You're gonna run into some things. So what I ran into initially was I don't have an engineer. I didn't have an architect, anybody to design the product for me. So I had to go off of renderings, and then I had to re-render, and I had to try to figure out what the specs I needed to be. I had to do my own measurements at the house and try to figure out what hats would fit. Was this going to be tall enough? Is it too short? What those types of things.
You're not like designing it on CAD.
Exactly. And you know what? I had to teach myself CAD. Yeah. I had to get on CAD, and guess who helped me? AI helped with CAD, because I didn't know what program to use or how to use the program. And I had to kind of figure out, how to make these adjustments without having to contact some engineer to charge me $200 or $300 to tweak it, to change it, to sign another NDA.
$200 an hour.
Well, yeah, because it was just an adjustment, so I would reach out to some people, and they're like, it'll be $150. I'll make this quick adjustment to your rendering or to your design, and I had to figure, I was like, I'm not going to keep doing that.
Now,
so
given your experience, guys, do you think that AI is going to bode well for visionaries, right? That have a little gall, because what he's explaining is he had this thought, and it might not have got off the ground.
It wouldn't have
5 years ago, because the hurdles he would have to jump through financially. And, so if you have a little bit of sweat equity you're willing to put into it and teach yourself through AI, it helps the visionary bring their thoughts to reality.
Correct. Amen. Yeah, it's a great compliment if you already have the drive and you already have, a little bit of the creativity. It could definitely help. Yeah,
I think sweat equity is necessary, right, to get any business, but you've had to invest some capital as well, I'm sure. What has that been like for you, and how has it been kind of managing the finances of a startup in an industry that, like anybody that watches enough Shark Tank knows that the problem with this, if there was one, is that you have to educate the market on a problem they don't know that they have, right? And like, honestly, I didn't know I had this problem, but I definitely have that problem. Mm-hmm. I'm either throwing the hat on the passenger seat or it's sliding off the dash, like you said. So it is it's a great product, but what have you had to do financially to keep this dream alive?
Quite a bit. I mean, early on, we weren't even really keeping track of what we were putting into it, because it was such small bites here, small bites there. But when you look back, you're like, I've put a significant amount into it, and we've actually had an early supporter, a couple early supporters that were able to help out with the manufacturing portion of it. So we've been blessed to be able to move things forward without getting in too deep. But yeah, I mean, obviously, building trust and having to pour some money into marketing, even boosting some of the videos, that type of thing, to create some excitement, and that's definitely something that we've had to do, and we're expecting to have to do a lot more of soon.
Have you given up any equity in the company yet?
Yeah, not a lot, but yeah, we have given up
some of these supporters is kind of
just one, just one section, just
one greedy supporter.
No, it's just a super. We're super grateful for their help early on.
Now, you obviously have an athletic background. You played baseball growing up, like Vic said, drafted by the Baltimore Orioles. That seems like a great target market, right? Athletes wear hats. Baseball
Your brother was drafted also, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they call it a baseball hat for a reason, right? Is that a market that you're going after and doing well with?
Yeah. And no, it's a market that we're trying to get into. It's not necessarily, it's kind of tough. It's tough to get into that. So we're trying to build the excitement first, and then we're going to take some ideas over to try to get into maybe some team stores and get into some locker rooms somehow. So, you know,
I could see this team branding like all over different colors and things for sure.
Yeah, so we've reached out to some of the local baseball, Cool Today and Orioles to try to see if we can make some connection there. But that is in the future, and it's definitely something we want to try to get into for sure.
You have the licensing, right? What is the price point on one of these?
So it's $19.99 and ships free. We're selling mostly on hatdog.com and Amazon. Amazon
is on Amazon, right?
What's that?
It's completely on Amazon, right?
It is on Amazon. Yep. Yeah.
I don't know how to buy anything otherwise.
That was one of the main targets. Is to get it on Amazon. It's a really Amazon friendly product. And we're actually ranked right now. Dashboard Hat Holder, we're number 1 on there pretty early on. So.
I thought you guys were the only one.
Well, the little hooks,
hips and
the other ones are bullshit. So.
Yeah. They're not good.
So how does that work from Amazon, from the vendor side? Like, how do you get it to pop up every time someone buys a hat? You may also want.
Yeah. So
is there a trick to that?
There's it's all a lot of that stuff is review driven and reputation driven. Aside from obviously paying some marketing for Amazon. So there's like some sponsored seller ads. There's all kinds of things you can pour some money into. We're there organically right now. So we want to, we're waiting for the right time to kind of push go on the rest of that and pouring in some money to see if we can get to pop up. If you're buying a dad gang hat, or if you're buying some kind of a hat on a golf hat, you
may also like this.
Exactly,
yeah, that's huge.
That'd be great.
You know what it just reminded me of, or I just had a thought of, is like the product that probably made billions of dollars. I don't even know that people continued to use them, but remember washing your hats in the dishwasher, and you had the little hat keeper thing. You put
the little frame,
it's like the cage. You put your hat in and you put it in the dishwasher or the washer and dryer, and it keeps the shape of the hat for you.
It's one of those late night things.
That's what this reminds me of, from the standpoint of, like, again, a product that you didn't know you needed, right? Like, your hats got dirty, you threw them away, you got a new one, and then some guy was like, I'm going to wash my hat, and then he washed his hat, and his hat was collapsed and was like a just a floppy something.
Mess.
Like a floppy what?
Like a floppy something. Like a floppy tray on a Saturday night
after the whiskey hits.
Dude, I haven't drank much. I've drank one time in the past 2 months, and I got my birthday coming up, and I'm kind of I'm like excited but nervous.
We're gonna have to plan something.
It's his 10th annual 30th birthday. It's already planned.
Oh, it's planned?
Yeah, you're invited.
Okay.
You're invited. We're actually going to actually drop a link to the party invite in the comments. You guys are all welcome. We want all viewers and fans to be there. So.
I'm like, physically, when I think about it, I get a little nervous.
You should. You probably should.
Yeah.
You should. Have you had more than 10 people at your new house yet?
No, well, I'm likely going to have the party, like the party part at my beach house.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah. So
is this the big 4-0?
41.
41. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's 11th annual.
40 wonderful years he's had. Yeah.
Anyway, somehow we always end up talking about Trey.
I love
that. So again, you're solving a problem that we didn't know we had. Talk to us about long-term strategy, or like near-term, right? Because you've got to have big dreams to keep things like this alive, right? And so what is like the ultimate goal? Would it be cracking into the sports world? Would it be, like when you lay down at night and you dream about this product and you think like, man, this would be making it. What does that look like for Wes and Hat Doc?
So when I lay down at night, it goes 2 directions. Short term, that looks like,
what the fuck do I have to do tomorrow?
Yeah, sure. Well, yeah, that. And short term, I'm looking to see if I could try to partner with or license to a major hat brand. Yeah. So obviously I go into Target and I see Waggles set up.
Oh yeah, I just saw that the other day, first time.
And I just like picture Hat Doc on the pegs next to it. So that's like, that's one of those things that maybe that leads into a retailer. And that's a long-term plan. Long-term plan is to be in a big box, be in Dick's or Bass Pro or something like that, because this speaks to so many different cultures, so many different lanes. You have your tradesmen, you have your boating. I have a customer of Hat Dog who does charters down in Key West. And he bought a bunch of them.
It's great for the boats.
Yeah. And so and he's like, well, I don't know. What about my straw hats? I don't know about my straw hats. I'm like, well, they have straps. Just hang them.
Yeah.
So he sent me some pictures of them hanging now on there. So he sent them all to his captains.
It would hold it even if you didn't hang it.
Yeah.
Like it's big enough.
Yeah. I think he was worried about the wind, when they're, so, I told him there's a lot of different ways to use it. So he bought a few for his captains, and now it's,
When I look at it, I'm picturing it with branding on it. Like whether it's sports teams or like Mickey Mouse or anything.
Or strong roofing.
That people would buy because, okay, my kid is a Mickey Mouse fan. I'm going to get this for the car. So he hangs his hat on.
So he hangs his Mickey Mouse hat on there. His ears, Mickey Mouse ears.
Great example. I think that's a home run. Mickey Mouse should be the first design.
That's right. There's Mickey. I think we're good. We got Mickey. We're all good on that.
I mean, that's actually great. Dude, you have the fucking mouse with the ears.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's right. Look at that. It's great.
Yeah, that's right.
It writes itself. It writes itself.
I do have to say something though, because I've heard nightmare stories about retail. Okay, retail. From what I understand about retail, getting this into like a Target,
Shark Tank,
getting this into a Target or a Walmart or a Dick's or any of these, they have requirements on how much product you have to send them, and then they're paying. Like if it's Walmart, I've been told the accounts receivable is like 6 months to 12 months. Like they're just
if you're lucky.
Yeah, we're just going to sell your product and then we'll pay you on it like eventually. And by the way, we're not paying for the product. You have to send us the product to sell.
Right.
We'll sell it, reap the benefits, and then maybe take care of you in 6 to 12 months. So direct to consumer is
it's called delayed gratification.
A great strategy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just the only thing that the obvious thing that drives you to retail big box is the size of the orders. So if those orders are being placed and we have purchase orders for 60,000, 100,000 units, that's different than, I think we could figure out a way to wait, 6 to 12 months to make sure those things pay off.
Keep your day job,
The problem with those big buck though is then people do receivable financing, and at some point in time, your profit's gone because of the interest rate that you're paying on the receivable financing. So big
straight cash, homie.
Yeah. Big box stores can screw you pretty good.
Well, yeah, they got all the power. Dude.
Yeah.
That's why Amazon levels the playing field. That's why AI leveled the playing field for you too. It's kind of what it's all about. I love it, man. Well, I want to talk a little bit about Sarasota, because you're a Sarasota boy. Growing up here playing baseball, going to high school here, you've been here a long time. So tell us your thoughts on the growth in Sarasota. Like, you talked a little bit about what brought you back here. I'd imagine you're in the same camp as me and Trey are. We're never leaving this place. I don't know about Vic. He could go back to New York at any time.
I don't think you have to worry about that. He talks
about New York like it's some great place. I don't know.
It was.
Okay, good. It was.
No, I think the growth in Sarasota is amazing. It's just a completely different city than the one I grew up in, 20, 30 years ago, So, but we love the area. We know the area well, and it's a great place to raise your children. We're in South Sarasota. Our kids go to Philippi Shores and Sarasota Middle, so. We love it here. We would never.
Damn, you guys live on the rich side of town, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I grew up 5 minutes from here. I grew up on 12th Street off Bailey over there. So we were at these batting cages every day.
Cal Ripken, baby.
Yeah, when
Got
it was Sarasota Little League. Yeah.
That's where I played when I felt like I was too poor to play at Twin Lakes. Growing up a poor kid, I got to play at Cal Ripken, and then I played at Twin Lakes. I'm like, these kids are just as poor as me, and they're not better.
Yeah. So now that you brought up baseball, we're going to introduce our new segment, the top three. Since you did play ball, what are your three favorite players, or who were your three favorite players growing up?
So top player for me is Derek Jeter. I wore number 2 my entire career.
He's from New York.
Derek Jeter, huh?
Yeah, Derek Jeter is like the epitome of a baseball player. But then Robbie Alomar, second baseman, and then I'd say Griffey. Ken Griffey was definitely one of my favorites.
He did it with style and swag.
Known for his hat.
Yeah.
I actually met
the backwards. Yeah.
I actually met Griffey here at China Star. There was a Chinese restaurant.
Place to meet him.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, it was
Just a regular guy eating regular food.
I got his autograph.
I've heard you. I've never met him. I heard he was a really nice guy. He was the kind of guy that when you meet him, he was actually really cool.
Yeah, he was great to us. You know, we saw him. My dad pointed him out, and he's like, "Yeah, that's Griffey over there. Don't bother him. He's eating." And so we're like, okay.
Bullshit.
So we have a few ball players in the area too. I mean, Bobby's here, Bobby Bonilla, and Frank
Gotta
Thomas.
get him on. Somebody promised us Bonilla that he can get him
I can reach out to him.
I know. I'll reach out to him.
Griffey was probably playing spring ball around here.
He was. So we had just left the baseball field, so I was still in baseball attire, and then as soon as he walked out, we followed him out. He said, "Mr. Griffey, we got a ball," and he signed it. So we've got that, but. Pretty cool. It's local.
He gave you the wink with the sparkle.
Yeah. He's like lonely.
I met Jordan at Geckos.
Yeah, Jordan played ball here for a while.
Yeah, I met Michael Jordan at Geckos on 41.
It's a wild place to meet Michael Jordan.
Well, listen, when I was growing up,
Boys and Girls Club.
When I was still a kid, though, I think I told my aunt or some family that I was with my mom, met him at Geckos. I told my family like, oh yeah, I saw Michael Jordan where, and I was like, oh, 8 Ball Lounge. And they were like, why the hell were you bringing your son into 8 Ball Lounge? She's like, I did not. It was Geckos. I'm like, oh, okay. I was always like, yeah, why would Michael Jordan be at 8 Ball Lounge? You know, not going to happen.
Shooting pool.
As a Sarasota boy and someone that, you know, obviously has roots here, what are the sales like in Sarasota versus elsewhere? You selling mostly local?
No, actually,
okay.
So we do have some, quite a bit of local sales, but the bulk of the sales are actually coming from like Texas, Colorado. We've had some orders in New York, but for the most part, Texas is our biggest
state
area. Yeah,
That's why. I mean, it's a pretty big state.
Yeah, and it's big on hat culture. We expected it. Even when we were doing some of the initial like marketing, we were shooting it out to tagging Houston, tagging Austin, just making sure that.
Do you think they're using cowboy hats with it?
No, for the most part, they're using baseball caps. Yeah,
because as soon as you said Texas and a lot of sales, I'm thinking cowboy hats because you see more cowboy hats on dashboards than you see really anything else. And cowboy hats, they have the hanger for your cowboy hat that goes on the rearview mirror. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that is like you talk about obstructing the view. You got a cowboy hat blocking half of your view, but that's what they do in Texas. Well, anywhere they wear cowboy hats, but. Maybe market after some Cowboys.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Trey, you ready? Famous question.
Law and Trey Strong would love to know, how do you feel about roundabouts? Do you love them? Do you hate them? And why?
I hate them.
Because your hat falls off the dash when you go around.
That's right. However, we have a solution.
If you have a hat, Doc, your hat won't fall off on the roundabouts.
It looks like a roundabout. You're good.
I hate them, but sometimes they're okay.
What do you hate about them? You get confused?
No, I don't get confused. No, I like them. I like them sometimes because if I forget my coffee, I could run through there and make sure I get my heart rate up a little bit. Those guys are
now, Brad, put that screen back up if you can.
Brad, I'm not controlling this.
Whatever.
Brad, I have a question for you. Is that traffic flowing clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise. Counterclockwise.
Just in case you were wondering, that's the reason why they suck. Because no one can figure out what direction you're going.
I was going to look at my watch, but then I was like, no, that's clockwise.
My watch is digital, so I'm screwed.
I can see that now. Man, you got me. He's over here spitting on himself. He loves it.
Where are we at? I lost focus.
He hates roundabouts, but he loves running through them. He likes to play live Frogger. Yeah. So that leaves us with the final question. We always ask our guests this because you know people that we don't know, right? We loved having you on the podcast. Love talking about something that's so simple but solves such a real problem. Who do you know that we maybe don't know? Maybe we do. But that Sarasota needs to hear from next. Who would you like us to invite on Sarasota SpeaX Podcast?
Yeah. I was expecting this question there, so I did have a couple people in mind.
Let's go.
There is a gentleman, and obviously I'm not sure if they'd be willing to.
Oh yeah,
come on, just because I don't know.
That's our job.
How shy?
We're not sure if we'd be willing to have him.
So they. There's one gentleman. His name is Nick Amanatitis. He owns Fuego. He owns Modern Gents.
Okay.
And then he also opened up another restaurant at Dahlia over there in Paris right now.
Okay.
But awesome guy, awesome family.
Someone that's never been recommended either. So
he's an amazing guy. They're originally from Chicago, but they've been here for quite a while now. And my son plays travel ball with his son, so they're just a great group of people, and it'd be great to have them on here. And then one more that I would mention that maybe a buddy of mine that does futures trading. His name is Josh Martello.
Oh yeah, Josh.
Yeah. So he's actually getting ready to launch a stream here pretty soon. So it'd be a good time to kind of to have him on and kind of.
Did I run into Josh in the most random places? Last time I was in Boca Raton, I saw him there. I'm like, and then I saw him.
Boca,
and then like months before that, I saw him somewhere else, like Orlando or something. But like anywhere I was at, there's Josh Martello.
Yeah. No, he's doing a great job with the trade and stuff. So yeah, it'd be interesting to have him on here.
Awesome. 2 great recommendations and a great product. So thanks for coming on and talking about it.
Great job.
We'll
get the word out.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.